Welcome to the Creator's Spotlight, the interview portion of the Spotlight here on Fightful. I'm Steven Jensen, as always, with Jeremy Lambert, and today our guest is a three-time New South Tag Team Champion and the winner of the 2023 HOSS tournament. We are joined today by Hunter Drake. Thank you for joining us. How's it going, man?
Good, bro. How are you guys? I'm excited to be here.
We're happy to have you, man.
We appreciate you joining us. Much appreciated, especially coming off the big HOSS tournament victory.
Yes,
tell us about that whole experience and then winning it.
So HOSS was wild. If you don't know, last year I was in the HOSS tournament for the first time in my career, and I was put out round one by Alec Price. So this year, round one, it was me and Marcus Dillon. He's a big New South guy. Beat him and ended up wrestling Myron Reed round two, one of my mentors in this business, someone who's helped me since day one. That match was fire, and ended up beating him with the Purple Haze 450. And then the finals was me, one of my very best friends, Dylan McQueen, one of my other very best friends in Brogan Finley, and then someone else who has helped me since day one of my wrestling career, Stallion Rogers. And I think Dylan eliminated Stallion, Brogan eliminated Dylan, and then it was me and Brogan Heartbreak HOSS, and I got the 1, 2, 3 on him. And it's crazy because, like, I don't know if you also know this, but in 2018 was the first time New South had the HOSS tournament, and I was actually in the crowd during that time. I was a fan watching them. So it's a crazy feeling when you feel like a goal you set so long ago finally pay off. It's amazing.
I love you bringing that up because someone else we've had on the show before, Jaden Newman, I talked to him when he was in the crowd as a fan at SCI, this had been probably 6+ years ago. He was wrestling, but he was still like a teenager at the time.
Yeah.
And his goal was, I was just talking to him in the crowd because I knew a little bit about him, and he was like, just my big goal is like to just get in this tournament one day and then like to win this tournament one day. And then he fast forward, like 6 years or whatever, and he won the tournament, in the most recent year. And It's just really cool seeing this whole kind of group of y'all who are roughly around the same age, all kind of in your early 20s right now, kind of all breaking through together and having so much success, kind of all at the same time right now. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And it does feel like a true brotherhood with a lot of those guys too. Jaden being one of them.
Yeah, can you speak more to Jaden and kind of what they're doing out of Chattanooga? Because I feel like that's still kind of slept on, kind of that whole scene out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. They got a lot of good stuff out in Chattanooga.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I don't want to gloss past this. You mentioned guys like Myron Reed and Stallion Rogers really helping you out kind of since day one. Can you speak more to that? Because, Rogers was a guy really big in the Southeast, especially. And then Myron Reed is, the fourth rascal, like a guy who I just feel like doesn't get the same kind of love the other ones do for whatever reason, but he's been out there killing it for so long.
Oh yeah, for so long. That's funny because my first ever independent show I ever went to, I saw Myron go one-on-one with Austin Theory, and that was actually at New South. And that was in 2018. And since that match, I've always been a fan of Myron. But I wrestled Jordan Oliver in 2020, August 2020. And Myron's told me, he's like, dude, Jordan, he put you over. Jordan loved you so much. He's like, so I felt the need to take you under my wing as well, because whoever Jordan fucks with, I fuck with. So, Myron's the man. Kurt, I did his seminar in 2018, and it was like a beginner seminar. And me and my two buddies had just started training like 2 months prior to this. And it was literally just us three in the seminar. So we got to like have really good one-on-one with Kurt. And he's been someone who's always checked on me, and he's always making sure I'm doing good and working hard. And yeah, those two guys alongside Jordan Oliver, that's three people that's helped me a lot in professional wrestling.
You mentioned your training. You started a couple months before the seminar, and it says you were trained by Dr. Tom and Mayor Kane. What was that experience like training with them?
So actually started training in 2018 with New South. And then I started having matches 2019. And then in 2020, I ended up moving to where I live now in Sevierville, Tennessee. And it's an hour from the Jacob Pritchard's Wrestling Academy. And so, yeah, signed up for that. And so 2020, I was the summer class. And, dude, that Dr. Tom's brain to professional wrestling, there is nobody else on this planet that thinks the way that that man does. I give him all of my praise. Dr. Tom is a genius. He took me from here, and he blasted me off. And without him, I would still be the scared kid trying to figure out how to do a cool flip every 5 minutes, and I would not know nearly as much as I do. So shout out Dr. Tom. He is a GOAT. And Glenn too. Glenn really helps with the speaking part, the promos and the character, and incorporating all of that with the moves. They're a great team down there.
Hey, you mentioned that was summer 2020, so that was during COVID times. Like so training during COVID, like how did that all work?
We had to wear masks while training for the first 4 weeks. And then finally they let us take them off because it got so hot in the building because he didn't have AC. So we just opened up all the doors. So he's like, all right, I guess we don't need the mask, but if Glenn comes in, y'all better put the mask on. So yeah, but nah, it was tight. It was 14 of us in my class, and it was a lot of fun.
Was there anyone else out of that class that stands out or that's kind of out there right now?
It was, let's see, current guys out of that class that are traveling around competing. Me, All Business, Tyler Franks, my former tag partner. Of
course.
In one half of the NWA US Tag Team Champions, AJ Kazana. He was in that class. And then Tennessee Sunshine, Billy Tipton. That's the 4 that kind of came out of my class and started traveling around and wrestling and stuff. And the others, I really don't know what happened to them. They kind of disappeared.
That's a good group there.
Yeah.
We interviewed Mouse just a few weeks ago, and he was out there trying to find out what happened to Billy Tipton because he hadn't seen him in a minute. And I saw Billy actually pop up on a show just the other day actually. So yeah. Billy's alive and well.
Just made his TW return.
Yeah, there you go. Another guy, you just mentioned, I was going to ask you about your tag team, the Talladega Nights, because that was how you really started getting on my radar, was your team with Tyler Franks, both being these young guys, just got super over with this crowd, and y'all have split since and both doing really cool things individually. But what was that whole kind of come up like with him as a tag team?
Dude, so me and Tyler's come up is actually insane because I've known Tyler since I was 8 years old. I met him through our school playing on the same t-ball team. His dad was our coach. And so we literally met, started watching wrestling together, and we've been best friends ever since. Even though now I hate you. I hate you, Tyler. I hate you. But yeah, so we both went to that first New South show together. We both sat in the crowd at HOSS together. We both started training there together. And then when I moved to Tennessee, he moved to Tennessee with me. We both went to JPWA together. We've had a wild ride. We started as a little security team at New South called Thunderchild Security. And we were wearing just these suits with these yellow ties, and we were the security for their former general manager at the time. And all we would do every single show, no matter what would happen, the end of our segment would be Dump Sanders giving us a double choke slam every single time. And it got to the point where the whole crowd, every single time, as soon as we walked out, they're like, choke slam, here comes choke slam. It's going to be a choke slam. They just knew. And so we were on that ride for about 8 months. And then finally we turned on the GM and we became Talladega Nights. And literally we turned on him August of 2019. And in October 2019, we won the New South tag titles. It was the fastest rise to the top in their tag division that they had ever seen. And now you fast forward to today, and we're probably the best tag team New South's ever had. Only 3-time New South tag team champions to this day. And yeah, Yeah, teaming with Tyler was great. And I mean, maybe one day Talladega Nights can get another run now that we're both on top of our game and we can see what we're really made of. But you never know.
I want to ask you about wrestling actually, real quickly, going back, you mentioned that you were watching wrestling with Tyler when you were 8 years old. Like, what got you into wrestling? What first caught your eye?
The first thing I saw from wrestling was it was my buddies at school. They're like telling me about wrestling and stuff, and you gotta check it out. So it was Friday, and I turned on a SmackDown, and it was Jericho versus Rey Mysterio. And I remember I was sitting at my grandmother's house at the time, and I was just like, this is wild. Seeing Rey Mysterio, it was like something I'd never seen before, like real life superhero stuff. And I just remember it was when Rey and Jericho were having the big rivalry in 2009, and Jeff Hardy was there, and CM Punk was there. And so I just started tuning in every single week. But the thing that really, really stuck me was 2009 Breaking Point. It was John Cena versus Randy Orton I Quit match. The most random match ever. But it was just like the storytelling to my 8-year-old self. The way that John Cena took so much punishment and did not give up, it spoke to me in a language that nobody had ever spoke to me before, and to this day still can't speak to me. That hooked me on John Cena and hooked me on professional wrestling for the rest of my life.
I mean, that is the hook, right? I mean, literally, like, that's exactly what they're going for, is like young kids see John Cena never gives up, and that's it. It worked on you. That's pretty incredible.
Talk to us about your experience at GCW, and specifically the most recent, the GCW versus New South event.
Oh yeah, that was hot. That whole weekend was hot. Yeah, I've done a handful of GCW shows now. The first one I did was Jimmy Lloyd's DF in 2021 in Tampa. I was in the scramble on that one, and then I think I did the Josh Bishop spot at JCW.
Yeah.
Oh, threw me on the back of the chairs, and everyone thought I died.
Ooh, that was brutal.
Yeah, that was.
For people who haven't seen that, y'all go out of your way. This is one of the most nasty bumps you're gonna see.
Yeah, it was nuts. I think that kind of got me some points with some of the guys there, and got me some more coming back. But no, GCW's been great. It's every time I feel like I'm on cloud nine. Every time I'm in their ring, their fans are just like no other in the world right now. And GCW versus New South, I had probably match of my life against Blake Christian. That was the fans and just how much they love me and how much they appreciate me and get behind me. That just puts me in a feeling like no other. Like I said about the John Cena thing, it's that same feeling. I'm like in a whole different world, whole different mindset, and I was so locked in. And that match is just, if you haven't seen it, I suggest go watch it on Fight. But GCW, yeah, I love GCW. I love being a part of GCW. I want to be a part of GCW more this year, more next year, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, if you're hearing this, Brett Lauderdale, if you happen to come across this, GCW in Atlanta on 4/21. I want to see Hunter Drake there. Just throwing it out there. So
you heard that, Brett. You heard that. Hit me with the yo.
Yeah,
hit me with the yo.
Some other guys you'd mentioned. You mentioned Dump Sanders. I wanted to hear your thoughts on him and Caban Man Dan, two people that are like obviously highly instrumental in New South, and I'd imagine your career as well.
Definitely. Dump. I mean, I owe everything to Dump. Dump's the one that first put me in a ring, first got me trained, first gave me matches on his show, first gave me a platform to show my skill. Dump, I literally owe my whole career to Dump, and I tell everyone that. Dump carries some heat with some people around our area for no reason, and like I don't know. I've never understood it, because Dump has been nothing but stand up, honest, straightforward, and always done anything that he could to help me with anything that I needed. So Dump is the man for sure. And Cabana Man Dan, Cabana Man Dan is actually the one that named the Talladega Nights. Fun fact for you. Dan is awesome. I've known Dan since I first started. Dan's helped me come from here to here. Dan has helped me so much. And yeah, I want to wrestle Dan one-on-one because the only time we've ever wrestled was at this New South bar show it rained in the middle of the show. It just started pouring rain. And me and Dan were on after the rain. So everything we were going to do, it was just like, nah, let's just see what happens so we don't break our legs. And yeah, I want a rematch with Dan because that one wasn't top tier, and we got to have a top tier match. But no, I love Dan. I love Dump both. I love wrestling Dan and Dump when Talladega Nights wrestled them. Yeah, they're awesome. They're both awesome.
You're going to be returning to Jimmy Lloyd's show for this upcoming collective. You got Jack Cartwheel. Talk to us about that match and then other potential plans for the collective this year.
Dude, me and Jack Cartwheel, that's a match I've wanted for a while. I met Jack at Coastal Championship Wrestling in Nashville last summer, and I remember the first thing I told him, I was like, I'm a big fan of yours, and I want to wrestle you so bad. So when they announced that match, I was like, yeah. But no, we're gonna win to keep myself on the GCW radar. Got to beat Jack Cartwheel. My LA debut. LA is somewhere that I've wanted to go my entire life. So I'm very, very excited for that. And other plans for the collective, I want to do anything, everything, anything I can. I'll wrestle anyone, anytime, anywhere, any place. And it will be 5 stars every single time.
Feel free to call somebody out. You know, we sometimes talk about manifesting on this show, but throw it out there of like, I want this person. Give me this person.
Okay. I want El Vikingo. Come on.
Oh, there you go. See? Throw it out there. You never know. You never know what can happen if you throw the name out there.
I love that.
Injury might occur. Somebody might have to miss the show because of travel. There's a lot of LA traffic. They're like, Hunter, you got your gear? Come on. You're taking on Vikingo.
It's wrestling,
right,
so you never know.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
let's
right.
go.
I love it. Absolutely love it. What do you like to do in kind of your downtime when you're taking a break from wrestling?
I like to play Fortnite. Play a lot of Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah, big Fortnite.
Hey, bro, I got you, man. I got my little ninja over here.
Let's go.
Got my Dark Voyager. Yeah, dude, I still game Fortnite all the time, man. I love hearing that.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I love Fortnite. I love going and doing things with my friends, like going outside. Like we like to go kayaking and swimming and hiking and all that. And I love music. I love listening to music. I love all kinds of music. Big music fan. So yeah.
Throw out some. There's a slight connection issues. So that's why there's a little bit of delay. Apologies for that. Throw out some artists that you like to listen to, whether it's just on a walk, on a hike, or working out.
Yeah, you're good. I'm a big Juice WRLD fan. Big Lil Peep fan. And then like other sides like rock, I like Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine right there. I like Creed. I like Stained. Yeah, and I like country music. You know, I'm from Alabama, so what do you expect?
You feel too young for the Creed and Stained. This is what I was listening to when
bro.
Like 12 and 13 and everything. You weren't born yet.
Yeah, bro. You know, I was hearing it on my mom's radio. I was soaking it in.
That's
Creed,
awesome.
I mean, Creed WWE legends.
And also, I was gonna say, in Stained, like, you know, he went country, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Aaron Lewis, which and he's badass doing that, which is
yeah. I love for a while, they were my top band.
Sorry, I had a little connection issue there.
Yeah, it's been jumping in and out a little bit. Apologies, everybody.
It's probably mine.
That's all good. That's actually a little bit better now. The other question I had for you that I didn't want to forget to bring up, a statement and then a question, I guess. The Uncharted Territory season was really big on IWTV. Southeast first this year, being in the Southeast, which was really cool how they changed it up. And you were a big part of that show, you and the Last Laugh stable. What was it like doing that with, Nick Iggy, Kenzie Page, Dylan McQueen, like everyone involved in that? Like that was a really cool group that was like a really big focus of like the whole series.
Oh yeah, that's a highlight of my career, and I will never forget last summer for sure. Last Laugh was so much fun. It was so much fun. I mean, me and my girl Kenzie, obviously, and then you got Dylan McQueen, one of our best friends, and then Nick Iggy, who's someone I hadn't worked with as much until last year, but since we met, boom, we clicked. He loves bullshitting, I love bullshitting. We love bullshitting each other. We love bullshitting other people. Nick Iggy is, I always put on Twitter, Nick Iggy is king, Nick Iggy is God. That's because Nick Iggy he really is the man. He's so smart. He's such a great wrestler. I love Nick Iggy. Yeah. And Kenzie and Dylan the Last Laugh was a group. I really wish coming out of Uncharted that the Last Laugh would have got to do more on the independent scene. I really do. But I don't know just how it played out. We're all still together at a New Level Pro Wrestling though, outside of Alabama. Their New Level Pro, the New Level Pro tag team champions are Dylan and Nick, and then I'm the New Level Pro middleweight champion of 3 years and still going. So yeah. So Last Laugh still lives. Check out New Level Pro on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that, because I was going to ask you why I haven't seen more of y'all as a group since the show. So that actually clears it up. There was no real reason outside of just it hasn't matched up.
Right. Just schedules hasn't matched up and places haven't matched up and all that. But no, we all four absolutely love traveling together. If anyone wants to bring in the Last Laugh, hit me up. We will make it happen. The Last Laugh are the four bestest of friends. And I will say the fact that the Last Laugh didn't compete in the IWTV Tag Team Championship tournament, I don't know. Don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you have a legitimate gripe there.
Same.
Oh, Jensen's ready to shoot on IWTV over this. I can tell.
I'm not gonna shoot it. No.
Where was the Last Laugh, though?
Yeah.
Where was the Last Laugh, though?
I agree. Anyway, hey, that's a good shout out too. About I know obviously everyone involved, a fan of everyone there, but I got to see Nick Iggy over the years, mainly like the Nashville area, and it's been his career trajectory is so interesting to me because he was such a well-known guy. Him and Kerry Awful as the Carnies and all the training that they do and Crux and everything. But I always felt like Nick just like never broke out to be as big as I like always thought he was going to be. But then like you see flashes of it, like you see like in Uncharted Territory, he becomes like the guy, and then it just feels like he just kind of like he doesn't get lost, but it's just like I feel like he should be more of a focus in more places that he's at. It's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree 100% with that. That's nothing but facts. Iggy's been the man since day one when I met him in like 2017, 18. So yeah, I definitely agree.
Was there a moment for you? You're still young in your career. You have hopefully a long and prosperous career ahead. But has there been a moment for you where you shared the ring with somebody where something just like clicked and you were like, all right, this is I'm good at this shit. Like this is for me.
Yeah, there's been a few, definitely. I would say me and Fuego del Sol, I felt like we clicked really, really well when we wrestled. Me and Jordan, every time I wrestle Jordan Oliver, I feel myself just get so much smarter, and I feel like I definitely belong because he's so good at making me feel that way. Colby Carino, another one who is one of my mentors, who's helped me a lot, and who, when I shared the ring with them, I was like, nah, this is it. This is magic. Yeah, and then Myron too. Myron, I felt that's one of the top 5 matches, top 5 moments I've had so far in my career was me and Myron, and the reaction we got and the moment we shared afterwards in the ring.
Man, I've brought this up before, but like it's Jordan Oliver comes up almost every time we talk to an indie wrestler, and they're like, it's about somebody either giving them advice or giving them confidence or just like relating to them. Like Jordan Oliver, that name comes up almost every time. So I just want to like make a point of that. Obviously, yes. Jordan Oliver's doing something right out there. So
shout out Jordan, dude. He is in my opinion, he's the top right now, top independent guy, top going.
You got your eyes on that JCW title?
Dude, I want it, and I want my match for it because I've beaten Jordan not once, but twice. And Jordan's beaten me only once.
You've worked for GCW, JCW, very closely related there. I feel like you could angle for this match here and get that match against Jordan in JCW.
I feel like I could. I feel like this will be the perfect call out too. So Jordan, if you're listening, JCW title is coming to Hunter Drake.
Brett Orange Crush.
As soon as you put it on the line.
Brett Orange Crush. They listen to our show. They watch our show.
Let them know.
Make it happen.
Hit me up. Let's make it happen.
JCW is putting together some really good stuff right now. Like it looks like like Griffin's angling for a shot at Jordan. They got Bishop and Alec are both like vying for who's the real Battle Bull champion, and whoever gets that like probably have up next. Like they're really putting some contenders there for Jordan, and like Jordan being that champion. People need to be. And what's so cool, and I'm not paid or endorsed by JCW, GCW, anything like this, but if you like indie wrestling at all, it's free on GCW's YouTube channel. You just go on there. Yeah. It's usually the afternoon before one of their big shows. Mm-hmm. Just check it out. Like I love their JCW afternoon shows.
So much good wrestling for free. So much.
Any places that you mentioned Los Angeles, you're traveling out there for WrestleMania weekend. Any other like big time towns or maybe even small time that you've heard good things about? It's like I need to get out there and feel what that crowd is like.
I would say, well, definitely UK. I know it's not, town, but definitely the UK. I gotta get out there. I've heard nothing but great things about the UK and their wrestling scene, and obviously I've seen all great things. I want also another country. I want to go to Canada. I feel like Canada is really starting to pop off slowly with the independent wrestling. IWS just did the show with GCW. They look really, really good. Yeah, I've been to a lot of cities that I've wanted to go to. I love going to New York. I love wrestling in New York. Their crowd is always wild. I'm trying to think if there's any like one particular, because it was LA. It was always LA. Oh, definitely Vegas. That's it. Definitely.
There you go.
Vegas. They have a good wrestling scene coming out of Las Vegas, I feel like, and I would love to wrestle there.
I know Future Stars of Wrestling is kind of the big thing in Vegas, and I imagine there would be some indie shows, Double or Nothing weekend.
Yeah, there has to be, right?
Yeah, get a trip out there for that. Anybody in the UK or the Canada scene that any of those local talents that you're like, I'd like to go up against this guy?
UK, definitely Joe Lando.
Oh yeah,
definitely got to
Joe Lando. Y'all will match up perfect with each other. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, Joe Lando's the man. He's so cool and he's so good in the ring. And he's only like a year older than me. He's so young, and yeah, I definitely want to wrestle him.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I know you just brought up the Montreal, the IWS show that just had in Montreal that joined the show at GCW. That venue ruled. Like those fans ruled. That it made me want to make a trip to Montreal to just check out some indie wrestling up there, because I mean, that scene, like you said, and it's all hand in hand. Sami Zayn's getting white hot on TV, and they're doing elimination chamber there, and Owens, and you got all that stuff out of Montreal. Speedball, of course, out of Montreal, killing it all over the place. So, dude, I think that's I would love to see, dude. And then the UK, you versus Joe Lando is we're gonna make that match happen. So
we must. That's our goal. Yes, that's our goal. Come on.
I love that.
Any weird places that you have wrestled? You got to the venue and you're like, what is this setup? Like,
There has to be in
happening here?
Alabama. There has to be.
Oh, phew, I can give you about 10 in Alabama.
What's the weirdest place where you just walked in and you're like, what's going on here?
Yo, the weirdest place I ever wrestled was this arena, and it's shut down now, but it was out of Ardmore, Tennessee / Ardmore, Alabama, because it's a city that's right on the state line. And they used to run a show every Wednesday there. It was an hour from where I used to live, called Elkmont Wrestling Alliance and EWA. And so they had an old building, but they got kicked out for a bunch of random stuff. So we go to this new building when they finally get back up and running. Then they hit me up and they're like, hey, we're running again. Come this Wednesday. We're going to have a show. I go and it's like this weird, like theater looking building. Turns out it was actually like an old porn theater. And that, yeah. So talk about the weirdest places I've ever wrestled. That one, the scariest looking was the Houston Premier Arena. I just went there for Wrestle Rave, and I could not find it. It was in the like most back of an alley area. But I mean, when you go in, it's a nice arena. It is nice, but just the outside of it, I was like, whoa, I don't know where I'm at.
How many wrestling arenas do we think are old porn arenas? Old porn theaters.
Yo, I would hate to hold a black light to them.
Yeah. Dude, Jeremy, we just interviewed somebody that said they got trained in the strip club. Like just
yeah, Bobby Flacco.
Flacco. That's right.
WW84, the old gym there, what used to be a strip club. So,
oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, Bobby told us that last week. That's yes, I can't imagine what these buildings like used to be and what used to run in and out of these buildings.
Yeah, there's some rough ones out there. There are.
Hey, I got something for you. You want to put over Carmen Michael on the show? He saw some clips last week when we brought him up, so I figured if you want to put him over, now would be a good time for that.
Hey, shout out Carmen Michael, dude. Dude came into New South in 2020, and since he has walked in, he has done nothing but make the locker room, the show, the product as great as he can. So shout out Carmen. Carmen is the man, and I feel like Carmen don't get as much respect as he deserves. And yeah, so Carmen, I know you're going to be listening to this. You are loved and you are the man. And keep doing what you're doing because we all appreciate you very much.
There you go.
He is great at promoting just New South and the scene in general. He's always messaging me, sending me results and anything I can promote and run. I appreciate all of that stuff. Look, let's everybody help each other when it comes to promoting this stuff. And it doesn't hurt anybody. Last one for you, Hunter. We ask everybody this question.
Well, hold on, cool. before we go
okay, go ahead.
Real quick, I have one last wrestling related question that I just want to get out there real quick. You mentioned people like Carmen, kind of maybe underrated, overlooked out there in the scene. Two guys I just wanted your quick opinions on, because when I think of New South, especially Alabama, that area, two names that I feel like it's just a matter of time before they're like massive in wrestling, and I kind of don't know how it hasn't happened sooner. Adam Priest and Derek Neal. Mm-hmm. If you can just kind of elaborate on those two guys, because I feel like, I know Adam was just over there wrestling in Germany against Jaden, which is awesome.
Yeah,
I know there was this big movement to try to get Derek Neal involved in the NWA a couple years ago, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. That was a giant miss on Billy Corgan's end.
Oh, huge miss.
So yeah, just if you want to throw just some stuff out there about Adam Priest and Derek Neal.
Yeah. Derek is one of the best wrestlers going today for sure. Me and Derek have had, I think, 2 matches, and both of them were top tier. I love both of them. I still love going back and watching them. He's so easy. He's so cool. Priest is awesome. I don't think I've ever wrestled Priest one-on-one, so another match we can make happen.
Wow, I can't believe that's never happened.
I know. I've wrestled him in tag matches, and we had like a 3-series tag match with him and Steven Michaels when they were a tag team. And that was a lot of fun. Me and Priest got to do a lot of stuff. And Priest has been one of my boys since like when I first started. He was always at New South. But yeah, so I've known Priest for a while. I remember being like 19 years old and sitting in the Waffle House parking lot chugging beers, me and Priest and Kevin Ryan, just right before we went in there. Priest is hilarious. He's the man. And Derek Neal too. He came, I think he came to New South in 2019, and he had his real come up in 2020 when he won the HOSS tournament. And we wrestled in 2020 and 2021, and both times, he's awesome. Derek's dope.
Yeah, and
definitely a miss by NWA.
I agree 100%. And yeah, shout out Kevin Ryan. I know you wrestled him like really early on as well, and he's another guy I've followed for a long time that like has always been a little under the radar, but I love seeing when he pops up because he always shows out everywhere he's at. Yeah, dude, he's just someone who's just as crazy as me. We've probably had over 100 matches, tag, singles, multi-man together, and yeah, every time that's one guy our chemistry is great. Okay, last question I got before Jamie closes it up. I know Kenzie Page is your girl. I know she's got the massive championship belt. Is your eye on that title? They're like, I mean, that's got to be like the goal for you being a New South guy to hold that massive championship belt. Yeah. I told the New South fans after I won the HOSS tournament that this was a dream come true, but it's also just the start. It's the start of the champion hard work. It's time for me to really lock in, dial in, and focus for like the next 4 or 5 months, because come New South Anniversary 8 in August, that's when I get my title shot. And whether it be Kenzie Page, which right now it's looking like it, how dominant her reign has been, or whether it be whoever dethrones her, it doesn't matter, to be honest. It really doesn't matter, because I know that my time to be champion is now, and I will be nothing but ready walking into Anniversary 8. Because last year I fought Kenzie for the New South title at Anniversary 7, but, she had to hit me upside the head with the belt to beat me. So, I mean, I could be champion right now, but we won't get into all that. But yeah, Anniversary 8, August. Don't know the exact date yet. I'm definitely going to become New South champion.
There we go. Last one. Coolest thing in your room.
Coolest thing in my room? Oh, yeah. Dude. Wait, I got you. Awesome. Definitely for me, this is one, and then I have another one. But definitely the JPWA diploma.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Yes, sir. Official. That's my prize. It's my prize possession. And then definitely
big reveal coming up.
My favorite action figure that I own, Jericho. Lionheart.
Oh,
Jericho.
the Lionheart. Nice.
Dude.
Oh,
it's a great figure.
My girl gave me that for Christmas, and you can't beat that. That's my favorite figure that I own.
And you said Jericho is what you got you into it as a fan.
Yeah.
Jericho and Mysterio. I remember that.
Cena.
I remember that rivalry. I believe that was the time. It was like the Intercontinental title versus Mask type feud.
Yeah.
Because my introduction to them was, like ECW, but like the same guys. Jericho's my favorite of all time. So I think it's cool that Jericho got you in. Your favorite action figures, the Corazon de Leon. That's a great way to wrap this in.
Hey, Jericho's awesome. The GOAT.
I love it.
Jensen agrees.
I do.
Mine's Bryan Danielson. I'm always right.
Hey, no hate on that. Just as good, bro. That's my number one dream match, definitely. Me and Danielson.
There you go. Hunter, let everybody know where they can find you at and what you got upcoming and things of that nature.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at @the_Hunter Drake. It's on that side. You can find me on Instagram at @the_Hunter Drake and Facebook Hunter Drake. Upcoming, I have this coming Sunday, I'll be at New Level Pro going one-on-one with Kenzie, actually. And then next weekend, I will be at New South. And then the next weekend, we'll be in LA for GCW. So, yeah. Pretty big, pretty strong ending to March coming up.
There you go. Everyone go support. Check out what Hunter Drake has got going on. You can follow him on the Twitter. It's right there. There we go. Somewhere over there. Hey, Jensen can do it a little bit better. Go follow him. Best of luck to you upcoming weeks, and then again, just in the future with all your career, and certainly at the end of the month with WrestleMania weekend and everything going on there. Again, thank you for joining us tonight, Hunter, today. We really appreciate it. And guys, we'll be right back here on the Spotlight.